real big things are obviously the Comcast update and game news for this show. So now we can get into it. All right. Of course, I do have a schedule update for all of you as well, because this whole week now has been thrown into disarray because I didn't work the way that I was supposed to work last week. All my playthroughs are thrown into disarray, so I'm going to give you an update on that as well, okay? All right, so let's talk. You all know what's going on with my internet. You all know by now there is a malicious employee at Comcast who was messing with my internet for months. It wasn't just a one-off thing. It was for months, okay? And it was, you know, not to the point of just, oh, let's mess with his internet and reset his modem. They were actually messing with settings inside, which they shouldn't have ever touched. And they then went to the point this week on Monday, committing fraud, making payments in my name and doing things that I did not authorize, okay? So the crap hit the fan this week. And as you know, Monday and Tuesday, my streams were fully disrupted by this malicious employee who kept resetting my modem and messing with my settings, right? So, I don't want to tell you the ins and outs of every single communication that I had with Comcast this week, but what I will say is no exaggeration. I was on the phone with Comcast 3 hours on Monday, probably for over an hour on Tuesday, probably, let me think about Wednesday. Wednesday, I think I was only on the phone with them for maybe a half an hour. Yesterday, I was on the phone with them for about an hour. And this morning, I was on the phone with them right before this stream. In fact, if you're sitting here live and you're wondering, gee, why is Phil's podcast starting late today? That's exactly why. Because today, I actually got involved with someone at Comcast 5 days in who is going to handle this for me. Now, you might say, handle it for me. What do you mean? They didn't do anything? No, 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 no. They have done good things. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give them credit where credit is due this morning for the things that they did actually fix for me already. Because basically the way I see it, my situation is a crazy, one-off, ridiculous circumstance that Comcast never foresaw would ever happen. Now, is that okay? No. No business should have a situation where you could have malicious things happening to one of your customers just because one of your employees doesn't like them. Because for every one of me, there could be someone out there who's doing it and it never gets reported. Like, why am I getting the attention now that I need to fix this? Likely because I'm an internet streamer who made a video and stream about it back on Tuesday. I feel like if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't be having it handled at the level that I'm getting it handled. I would have just had a bunch of logs put into the system and everyone sitting on tickets and not actioning them, and my business would have continued to be interrupted and disturbed and messed up, right? Let's be honest. Not everyone is in the position I'm in, and that's not right. What's going to stop something like this from happening to someone? What if you just have, for example, what if you're just someone who someone doesn't like, right? Hell, it could be a next door. What if your next door neighbor works for your ISP and doesn't like you? Now they can look up your account via basic information, find your account, and start attacking it. It's not right, right? What I'm hoping is that with this situation, there's going to be awareness and a resolution from Comcast and hopefully even other ISPs that you can't give these employees unlimited power. You just can't, because you can't trust people. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I've been on the short end of the stick of the human experience when it comes to people who just want to hurt people for no good reason. So I know how malicious people can be just because they feel like they can get away with it, or they feel like a feeling of power or positivity. Oh, I hurt someone today, right? It's messed up. I don't know who this person is. I don't even want to know who this person is at Comcast who did this to me. I have no desire to know. I just want to do my normal business like I'm entitled to because I bought internet from an ISP. That's it. I don't want my personal information all over the internet because this idiot doxed it. I don't want all this messed up stuff happening to me in my business. This is ridiculous. So, I feel like the only reason that I'm getting the attention I'm getting now is because I'm a public figure on the internet. You've got tens of thousands of people who are aware of the situation, if not more. And I mean, it's been all over Twitter. It's been all over everywhere else. So, let us talk about what's going on. In a nutshell, after having talked to Comcast a bazillion times this week, here is the updates. You ready for this? Okay. Number one, I have a person actually at Comcast who's my direct point of contact, who I can talk to at any time about this situation. Right now, if my internet goes down, I'm supposed to contact them immediately and they will get on it. Who else has ever had that kind of attention from Comcast? Probably 0 people, right? But that's what I've got right now. I've got a direct point, a direct line to help, and I will get it right away because of this situation. So that's good, right? That's a thumbs up. That's a number 1. Number 2, I have been notified, all right, that I will no longer have internet disruptions as a result of this employee. And that's all they could say legally. And I understand that. You know what I mean? They can't say anything else because, legal issues. But they've taken care of the problem. Okay? And that's all they can say on their end. All right? So, I should not have internet disruptions. If I do, then we have a problem. And essentially, there's a bigger problem than what they thought it was. And I need to tell them right away so they can get on it and figure out what's going on. So, I'm supposed to feel confident today that my internet won't go out. Do I feel confident? Not really. But at the same time, I'm going to take their word for it that they actually took care of this problem. Because, again, if they won't even give me the details, that means obviously something went down here legally. And, so who knows? I mean, of course, we can all speculate. Were they fired? I would guess so. I don't think you want an employee like that working for you any further. Was anything else, going down? Maybe. Maybe not only were they terminated, but now they're going to look into it and actually have legal action. Because here's the thing. That's a crime. And not only can they, obviously, they have the evidence, they can report that to the authorities, but that's a liability for their company. They broke their company policy. When you get hired, you sign a contract that says you're not going to do that kind of stuff. And they broke that contract. There could be legal issues there as well, right? I'm not sure. Anyway, that's that. So hopefully that part of the equation is done. But that wasn't it. That wasn't the only problem. Remember, this person was committing identity theft. So I can also tell you, yes, Comcast has initiated the refund for the hundreds and hundreds of dollars that was fraudulently transferred out of my account without my permission. So that's on the way back. I mean, that takes time. That's not an overnight thing because there's, different institutions and financial institutions involved and everything is there, right? So, the money is coming back. That's a good thing, right? However, there is tons of issues still lingering. My information was posted all over the internet. Stuff that should not be public on the internet. That should be private information. And that's a major problem. There's potential that identity theft is still happening and fraud is still being attempted. And it's probably not from that person, but it could be others. So, essentially what has to happen is all my accounts now need to be constantly monitored for any kind of malicious activity. Is anyone impersonating me, trying to do things in my name? It's messed up. It should never have come to this point, but it has because of essentially negligence. So, in that regard, this morning, I submitted a ton of information to Comcast. All right? Evidence of everything that happened in my modem back in October, everything that just happened in my modem this week. Evidence that all my information in my account was changed by this employee and what exactly was changed. Evidence of other things as well. I'm not going to go into massive detail about everything about it, but I just sent a ton of stuff. All right? So, here's the deal. If everything goes according to plan, all right, hopefully, I will not have any further interruptions whatsoever. And what I mean by that is, hopefully, everything will be going fine. I will not have any more internet going down, and I won't have to mention this publicly again. I never wanted to. Like I told you guys on Tuesday when I did the giant stream about it, I didn't want to have it come to that. I just wanted to have it handled behind the scenes and fixed, and it wasn't happening. That's why I had to take it public. And when I did, all of a sudden, the tone changed. All of a sudden now, oh crap, we got to fix it. Sometimes you got to put your foot down, but again, it's not fair because the normal person doesn't have that option like I do. I shouldn't have had to use that option. It should have been, I get the help I needed on Monday, right? But I guess that's life, right? So, the good news is, if everything goes according to plan, I will no longer be mentioning this publicly. Everything will be taken care of. All right? Now, if it doesn't, and we're having more interruptions in my work, and we're having more issues, then I got to talk about it again. I'll talk about it again. But I don't want to. I'm hoping that's it. This will be the last time I mention it. We wrap this up. We nip it in the butt, as they say, or nip it in the bud. I don't even know what the saying is. I'm so stupid. But it's over with, all right? I will continue to work with Comcast on a personal level here, or a professional level, I guess I should say, to fix this and make sure it doesn't happen again. But you don't need to know about it. I apologize you ever even needed to know about it, because you shouldn't have ever been in the loop, but I had to do that in order to get the help I needed, all right? So, fingers crossed that Comcast continues to handle this properly. Make sure it doesn't happen again. Make sure there is no more further problems in this situation. And, that they handle me fairly too. And what I mean by that is, just think about it. This week alone, there were multiple streams disrupted. Because some people are asking me about my modem now. I had to buy a modem. That modem that's over there that I'm using right now is mine. I had to drop hundreds of dollars to buy that rush to have it for the stream so that someone couldn't go in there and mess the settings. That other modem, that Comcast modem, I'm getting rid of. I'm not keeping that modem. I refuse. So that I'm trading in. I got all this stuff I'm going on. So you got to hope that they're going to do the right thing, but we don't know. We're going to see what happens, okay? And go from there. But this should be really the last time that we have to talk about it. I hope. If they do the right thing, if they handle this fairly and then we're good. But we have to see what happens. But that'll be on my end. It's a private thing now at this point. It's not a public thing. Unless it goes public again because of other issues. But again, if it's in my power, I don't want to talk about this publicly again. I don't think we need to. All right? So there you go. And some people use a VPN. A VPN? What was that going to do for anything? A VPN would have never stopped anything going on right now. I don't even know what you're talking about. And others were like, are you going to use their modem again? Of course I'm not. I already bought my own. I'm keeping it. That's going to be the modem I use from now on. I am not allowing anyone maliciously to mess with that and go into it and change settings and do messed up stuff. Absolutely not. I just refuse. Okay? So,